Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 6 of WWE The Next Generation, the third episode of Monday Night Raw. So here we are at the first post-draft episode of Raw. We've got new superstars coming in, new talent, in order to make new feuds and freshen things up a bit. So one thing I wanted to add is, although I did not make it a segment in the show, a formal announcement, Raw is going down to 2 hours once again, because I feel like that's a lot more manageable for me to book and a lot more fun for me to book. It gives me a little bit more freedom. I don't feel like I'm stretched as much, don't have to overdo matchups and rivalries like they do on the real roster. And one thing I want to get an opinion from you guys on is, should I keep the cruiserweights or should I drop the cruiserweights? I'm not 100% sure yet. I'm kind of leaning towards dropping the cruiserweights, but let me know what you guys think. So without any further introduction, let's get into the show. In a pre-show bout that had terrible wrestling and non-existent crowd heat, Jack Gallagher defeated Grand Metalik in 7:46 by pinfall with a 77 snap. It got a D44. Grand Metalik and Gallagher performed pretty similarly. It was based on their high spots. See, I got new picture packs with brands in the background. I kind of like that. I thought that was a nice touch since I did the draft and I'm focusing so much on brand exclusivity now. It's going to be fun. So now let's start the actual show. The show opens to Seth Rollins making his entrance. He gets out, he gets in the ring, and he says, "Wow, what a WWE draft, huh? We got a lot more competition here on Monday Night Rollins now." But that begs the question, who gets the next shot at my Finn Balor's music hits? And he comes down to the ring and says, "You know, Seth, you may have pinned The Miz twice for that championship, but you've never pinned me with that championship on the line. Actually, you've never pinned me, period. So I think that I should." Jason Jordan's music hits. He comes down and he says, "Seth, buddy, pal, you should give me the next shot at the Intercontinental Championship. After all, it's the least you can do since I carried us to a tag team title reign. If it weren't for me," Bobby Roode's music hits. And he comes down and says, "Monday Night Raw just got glorious. And Seth, you would be doing all these people a disservice if you didn't allow me to have the first shot for that Intercontinental Championship." Rollins says, "Well, boys, it looks like we have a real dilemma." Got a 72 B-. Finn Balor clearly enjoyed the freedom of going off script and performed well. Jason Jordan struggled without a script. Bobby Roode not suited to his gimmick. But everything was good for me, starting the show off good. Raw Intercontinental storyline has started with this segment. Got a 72 B-. And Kurt Angle's music hits as he makes his way onto the ramp and says, well, it looks like the Intercontinental title picture is heating up quick. Now, I personally think that you all deserve the chance to face Seth for the title at Backlash. So tonight, we're going to have a triple threat match to determine the number one contender. Jason Jordan versus Bobby Roode versus Finn Balor. Oh, it's true. And I noticed that I did not spell going right, and that was going to bug me. 73 B-. Kurt got capped here because this segment was only 3 minutes in length, so I wanted to make it shorter because I needed to fit it into the show. But it got capped, but I'm still okay with that. Still a very good performance from Kurt Angle, and let's go and move on. In about that, a decent wrestling with a little heat. Shelton Benjamin defeated Cassius Ohno in 11:43 by pinfall with a pay dirt. Got a 60C. I just kind of wanted to compare, see how these guys are doing. Cassius Ohno gets a 45. Shelton Benjamin gets a 64. So Benjamin would be a decent mid-card worker. Cassius Ohno right now is listed as an enhancement talent, so I got to figure out ways to improve Ohno's performance. I'm not really sure what to do with Ohno right now, but I digress. Let's move into the next segment. A video package of highlights of the Authors of Pain and NXT plays, and at the end it is announced that they will debut at Backlash. Got a 54 C-. I'm just trying to give Akam and Razor a little bit of screen time here. Right now they're set as openers, so they need to get a little bit more over before they can start getting really into things. Paul Ellering is sticking with them. They're not dropping him. 54 C-. I'm happy with that. In a terrible match, Ruby Riott defeated Alicia Fox in 2:42 by pinfall with a Riot kick. Gotta just bury Alicia Fox further. 39 D-. Neither woman is suited to her gimmick. Riott got a 43. Fox got a 36. Alicia Fox is not the best in-ring performer in the women's division, so she's going to get squashed by Ruby Riott here. And let's move on to the next segment. Ruby Riott grabs a microphone and says, "Last week, 3 major things happened. First of all, I took out Nia Jax, one of the most dominant women in WWE. I put her on the shelf with my Riot Squad sisters. Nia suffered a concussion when I took her Raw Women's Championship and smashed her face in with it. Second, Carmella, being the coward she is, cashed in her Money in the Bank and won the Raw Women's Championship from the previously mentioned Nia Jax, who I took out. And third, the Riot Squad was broken up by the WWE Draft. I'm here on Raw while my sisters are still on SmackDown Live. So where does that leave Ruby Riott? Well, let me tell you right now, with Nia Jax out and unable to receive her rematch, I think I should be next in line for the Raw Women's Championship. So Carmella, I'm formally challenging you to a match at Backlash. 34E+, not happy with that. Cooled the crowd. Ruby Riott apparently is not that good on the microphone, but that starts the Raw Women's Championship storyline as Ruby Riott calls out Carmella for a match at Backlash. Shinsuke Nakamura is in the ring with Charlie Caruso, and Caruso says, "Ladies and gentlemen, the rockstar Shinsuke Nakamura. Welcome to Monday Night Raw. How does it feel to be a member of the Raw roster?" Nakamura takes a pause, and a guitar is strummed as Elias makes his way onto the ramp. Nakamura doesn't get to say anything. Elias says, "Hello, my name is Elias, and I have a question for all of you. Who wants to walk with Elias?" Now I consider myself a musician, but I've never thought of myself as much of a rock star. But if there is a rock star in WWE, it's Elias, not Shinsuke Nakamura. Elias enters the ring and continues. He says, "I actually wrote a song about you, Shinsuke. Well, he won the Rumble, but at WrestleMania he took a tumble. He couldn't beat AJ Styles. His career's a heaping pile." Shinsuke tries to attack Elias, who sidesteps him and smashes the guitar on Shinsuke's head. Shinsuke goes down. Elias grabs the mic and says, "Welcome to Monday Nights, Shinsuke. You should be more gracious to people at your new home," and throws the microphone down on him. 59C. I was hoping for it to be a little better. It seems like Charlie Caruso actually took, or Carly Caruso. Is the H silent? I think it is Carly Caruso. Carly Caruso really drags the segment down by looking dreadful. Nakamura, it was based on his selling, so he came out looking excellent. 59C, not exactly happy with that one. In a terrible match, Kalisto defeated Arya Daivari in 10-24 by pinfall with a Selena del Sol. 43D, giving the cruiserweights a little bit of time here, just because I kind of needed to fill up the card. Daivari got a 38. He's not suited to his gimmick. Kalisto got a 47. Match was poorly placed, as the crowd was not ready for action and buzzing. That's sad. Next segment. Kurt Angle's in his office when Bobby Lashley walks in, and Angle says, it sure has been a while since I've seen you. And let me say how happy I am that you chose to sign with Monday Night Raw." Lashley says, "Cut the small talk, Kurt. You and I both know why I'm here. Unfinished business. When I left WWE 10 years ago, I was not the athlete or the competitor I am today. So do us both a favor and keep this business only between us. Now I expect to have a match, so find someone to meet me out there right now." Lashley walks out and Kurt looks on, shocked. Got the crowd hotter. That's good. 76 B-, so a little bit of a heel Lashley as Angle tries to welcome him, but Lashley's not having any of that. Next segment. And about that in subpar wrestling and little heat, Bobby Lashley defeated Lince Dorado in 136 by pinfall with a spear. Lashley only got a 65, but I feel like it was a little bit capped by the length of the match. Dorado got a 33, squash match for Lashley, 54 C-. Lashley's first match back on Raw in over 10 years. I just wanted to give him a quick squash match, give him some momentum. And let's move on to the next segment. In about that, had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. The Club defeated Slater and Rhino in 14:01 when Carl Anderson defeated Heath Slater by pinfall with an Anderson Spinebuster. So this was the finals of the mini tag team title tournament. The Club, out of this, receive a shot at the Raw Tag Team Championships at Backlash against the Bar. So the Club performed pretty well. Slater and Rhino were alright. C61. Decently happy with that. And we move on to a promo from them. Gallows and Anderson get microphones. Spelling. After the match, Anderson says, and just like that, the Club punched their ticket into the Raw Tag Team Championship match at Backlash. Gallows and Anderson get microphones after the match, and Anderson says, and just like that, the Club punched their ticket into the Raw Tag Team Championship match at Backlash. Gallows says, Sheamus, Cesaro, you two nerds have no chance of winning those Raw Tag Team titles back because it's time for the club to get serious. We're done joking around and having fun, and trust me when I say Backlash isn't going to be fun for you two. Anderson says, because at Backlash, the club is going to raise the bar by breaking the bar. 60C, decently happy with that. Angle got the crowd hotter. Raw Tag Team Championship storyline has advanced with the segment and gained heat. Very happy with that. As the bar is set to take on the club at Backlash. Brock Lesnar and... Fuck me. Oh no. Oh, Paul Ellering. No, damn it. So this would have been a lot better if it hadn't been Paul Ellering. But Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman make their way to the ring. I can't believe I messed this up. Oh, I need a minute. Heyman says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the WWE Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. 3 weeks ago at WrestleMania 34, my client Brock Lesnar brutalized, victimized, and conquered Roman Reigns. And Brock Lesnar didn't do that because he had to. You see, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar only really needed to hit you with one F5 to end you. But he wanted to play. He was having fun with you. He hit you with 4 very minimal effort F5s before finally hitting you with the winning blow. Those were hardly F1s, but you still had trouble kicking out and getting back up. Roman, he didn't need to bust you open to make you spill blood in that ring. Brock Lesnar wanted to. And now you want to lock yourself inside a steel cage with the same beast who utterly annihilated you? Roman Reigns, my client has accepted your challenge on one condition. He wants you to take one more week and think. He wants you to think about your livelihood. He wants you to think about your health. He wants you to think about your daughter. Do you want your daughter to see her father carted away a bloody mess after being locked inside a cage with Brock Lesnar? Because if you take this match with Brock Lesnar at Backlash and lock yourself inside that cage, you won't be walking away, Roman Reigns. You'll barely be stretchered away, because they'll have to pick you up piece by piece from that mat, and you will know that Brock Lesnar is not a beast. He's not a conqueror. Brock Lesnar is something different altogether. You say that it's time for the big dog to evolve, but Brock Lesnar is already 3 evolutionary steps ahead of you, Roman. So if you really want to do this, my client is ready to fight. So next week, let us know if the big dog is ready to take the next step, or if the big dog is going to run away with his tail between his legs and save his career. So I really did just improvise like half of that promo. I don't know where that came from. My inner Paul Heyman just came out. I do not have anything written down past what is on the screen, so good job on me. I thought that was going to take multiple takes, but it didn't. Paul Ellering clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script and performed well. Apparently Paul Heyman still came out with Brock Lesnar because they have good chemistry. I'm so utterly angry that I did Paul Ellering instead of Paul Heyman. I gotta pay attention to that next time. It only got an 81B, which I probably would have gotten a 100 A star if I had actually had Paul Heyman do this. But Universal Championship storyline starts with this segment. I'm very disappointed in myself, but I think that's a very good promo from Paul Heyman, warning Roman Reigns about the consequences of stepping into that steel cage with Brock Lesnar. Now, it's main event time. In a decent match, Finn Balor defeated Bobby Roode and Jason Jordan in 2003 when Finn Balor defeated Jason Jordan by pinfall with a 1916. In terms of in-ring work, Finn Balor was head and shoulders above everyone else. Jason Jordan obviously was the weak link. Balor got a 78, Jordan got a 48, Bobby Roode got a 64. 71C+. I was hoping for a little bit better, but not terrible. And now, we move on to the end. Finn Balor celebrates his win and Seth Rollins comes out onto the stage to give Balor a hand. The show ends on a stare down between Rollins on the ramp and Balor in the ring, 87B+. Both men clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. Seth Rollins was the real star in this segment, and the storyline advanced and gained heat. So I think it was a pretty decent show overall. I'm hoping for like a B somewhere. There weren't a lot of great segments. A lot of them underperformed, but it was a good open and a good close. So what did we get? B-74. That gains and loses us popularity in 18 regions. I'm not super happy with that. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we definitely would have gotten a mid-range B had I actually had Paul Heyman deliver his own promo instead of Paul Ellering. But I digress. I will see you guys at the TV reveal. Alright, so that episode of Monday Night Raw was in week 4 of April. It was held in Connecticut in the XL Center in Hartford in front of 12,697 people. Not a sellout crowd, unfortunately. Got a 22.10 on TV. That is about 16.5 million viewers. So viewership did drop. I think it was almost 17 last time. But the show was a little bit less quality than it was before. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry that this show was not up to par. I'm really sorry that I fucked up having Paul Ellering deliver Paul Heyman's promo, but I will work on that and we will not have that happen again. So I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in SmackDown.